Hello, my name is Megan O'Russell.
And my name is Christopher Russell, and welcome back to Page by Page, writing the book in real time. And this is episode 1 of our In-Betweezen.
Our In-Between.
I don't know. It's our In-Betweezen. And we are currently away from our normal recording space. So I know you guys are going to be shocked to hear this, but this will be a non-video episode. That was the thing, by the way, babe, when I was like, no, I'm going to say this later and make you laugh. But it's been an awesome past week. A lot has happened.
Yes, we went to the Philly Fan Expo, which was absolutely amazing.
It was incredible.
I got to meet so many new readers, and a lot of readers that I had met last year at the Philly Fan Expo came to visit, and I met some really cool cosplayers and made some new friends. So yeah, it was great. And this is brand new news today.
Oh yeah.
I actually managed to get a booth at Florida SuperCon. I was so bummed. So at the end of a con, they'll usually say like, hey, sign up for next year's con and you'll get like this tiny little discount so that you can like hold your spot. And it also has the benefit of you not having to go through the application process again. But last year, because I didn't know what life was going to look like this year, I didn't do the application right away because I wasn't sure if I was going to be available for that this summer, if I was going to be teaching somewhere for theater. So I didn't renew my booth at the end of the event, even though I had loved it. And then I applied and I didn't get in. And I was so bummed that I got waitlisted. But I got an email today where they were like, we have a few tables that opened up. We are emailing more people than there are tables. First come, first serve. And I saw it like 2 hours and 20 minutes after it arrived in my inbox because we had been doing the read aloud and everything for the chapter. And so I panicked and I literally wrote back, I want a table! ! And just sent it.
Yeah, yes, you did.
And then the nice man emailed me back 3 minutes later, here you go, with a payment link. So I'm going to Florida SuperCon.
Yes, we are.
And it was so amazing
awesome.
last year. I
so
even
cool.
want to book the same hotel. And there was this amazing restaurant. And the booth buddies that we were next to were just such wonderful people.
Do you remember what that particular type of coffee is called?
I don't remember.
Is it a Cuban thing?
I think so.
It was so good, but like it's just this sweetened black coffee that people were just sharing around, and I was like, this is awesome.
It was
I
so
love
good.
It. There's a lot to not love about Florida, but I do love Florida. I really do. Okay, so we are about to take a completely different adventure. We are, for the first time, not talking about Ella.
It's true. We are on to, it's something that I've wanted to do for a long time. So in writing Ella's story and in knowing how set I needed to be with everything that had happened in her life so that I could have continuity while real-time writing the book. Because I don't have the ability to go back and change details once I finish book 1. It's set, it's canon. I will have to admit to one small detail that I missed, but we can talk about that later.
Oh, yeah.
I will own up to it.
Sorry,
we are in a travel space, and so all 3 of our lovely babes are in here with us. If all hell breaks loose, just know that we went down recording this podcast for you and it was worth it. Oh, but so in creating Ella's backstory, I had to create some very, very firm details about her parents and make a lot of big decisions that I normally wouldn't pull out all the way for a character before starting book 1. But because I had to do that book before book 1, I got really attached to them.
To her parents?
Yes. And so when it came time to do the in-between season, and I was like, I want to do something, I want to, keep sharing the story, I want to keep sharing this world, but I need something that is less intense a writing process, then I decided I would just run off into fairyland and play with Laurie.
It occurred to me that we haven't given a spoiler warning yet, and we hadn't actually talked about this. So we are dealing. This is a prequel for all intents and purposes. Like, this is all stuff that happened before Ella was even born. So that said, you're not going to get like necessarily spoilers within the prequel, because if for some reason you're just now jumping in and you haven't listened to any of Sketchbook of Wayward Seer, this isn't going to spoil anything for you because I'm assuming that any eggs you drop in here are going to be people who know book one, right?
Yeah.
That said, I'm not going to promise that we won't discuss things about Sketchbook on these episodes. So if you want to be really, really careful, what I would do is go back to chapter 1, part 1 of Sketchbook of a Wayward Seer. Go check that out, get caught up, and then come join us here. If you don't care about spoilers, then hey, welcome. I don't really either. So yeah, welcome aboard.
So yeah, hang out with us.
Okay, so why don't do you want to introduce the beverage of the week?
I already forgot what it's
That's
called.
okay. So so here you go. Actually, speaking to those of you who've been with us, we talked about Ella orders from Jason a drink that's like a smoky bourbon lemonade. So what I did was a very poor job because you really need a cocktail smoker to do this well. But I hand lit a block of cedar. It's food grade, like it's meant to be used in the smoking process. And I'm like, I've smoked a lot of meat before, so it's something I'm used to handling this. But Megan, Elizabeth, also those of you who are just now joining us, we are 7-year-olds on this show.
In my excuse, it was a very long weekend. So my humor meter is like low.
Yeah. But anyway, so I did capture smoke in the glass and then turn the glass over, fill it with a mixture of lemonade. I used Simply Lemonade because I honestly was like, I'm not going to fresh squeeze lemonade for this right now while we're traveling. That's too much effort. So I got Simply Lemonade, which is about as close as you can get. If you know something better, let me know. And then I mixed that with rye and a little bit of Cointreau. And then I actually torched a little bit of rosemary and dropped that into the glass as well. So this is a fun little beverage. So yeah. So cheers.
Wait, repeat the title.
Oh, we're just going to call it a smoky bourbon lemonade.
Okay. Smoky bourbon lemonade.
With a hint of rosemary.
Okay, musical theater nerds. I hope you appreciated that one.
So I guess, wow, we, for the first time since September of last year, we don't have a last time on.
No.
So I'm kind of at a loss right now. We don't get to have that music. Speaking of music, I know that I promised I was going to compose something. And then as we were about an hour away from Orlando driving north, I was like, I didn't bring my composition stuff. So Megan is going to do us the honor of composing us a little song right on the spot. Go ahead, babe. Yeah, you're going to do it now. Okay, yeah. So this.
Wait, you have to click it like you're going to press the button.
Wait, what? What am I going to do?
You have to, because normally you like press the button and then the music goes on.
No, I don't press the button. I do that later.
Just press the button.
Just press the button. Okay, so we're going to do this, and then we're immediately going to jump into Laurie's story. Part 1, ready? And click the button.
Oh wait, no!
Oh,
go back.
Go. So what's that one?
Because the actual beginning of the chapter isn't on the page.
Yes. Okay, go ahead. Wait.
Well, no, you know what it should be, right?
Yes, the chapter title.
Yes.
Is "I'm Not Here for Your Entertainment,"
and it is a quote by Pink. Okay, now you can press the button again.
Okay, I'll press. Do you want to tell them why that particular thing and let them figure it out?
Well, no, we can talk about it
we'll talk about it after the episode. You're right. Okay, so I'm not here for your entertainment. Laurie's story, part 1, and click button.
No, it's doing that thing where you can fade it out.
All right, I'm pulling the fader. On the rare occasions one has one's shit together, celebration is required. I can't fucking do that. That was the most ridiculous thing.
Okay, do I need to try?
Oh my God.
Does it need to be a different song?
Nope, it's perfect. So this is a good time to actually say, I was just saying to Megan, I was like, this will be my challenge, is I have to now match exactly what you did with real instruments.
Yeah, but then I want a different one.
You want to? Oh my gosh. Well, okay, so do you know what it is that you want then?
No, but I want a second shot.
Okay, you can have a second shot. All right, I will let Megan compose this, though. This actually has happened before in both the musicals that we wrote. Megan,
okay, I'm ready.
Oh, wait, you're actually going to do it now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want a second shot.
What I was going to say is throw you some cred as a composer, because the musicals that we've done, not all of those melodies were mine. Some of them were yours.
Okay, but I want it to be more guitar-y.
You want it to be more guitar-y? Okay,
yeah,
what was the instrument that you were doing last time?
I don't know, that kind of bring-ka-ding.
Bring-a-chink. What?
That's the Dexter theme song.
Oh, bring, ding, 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 ding. Yeah, sure. Okay.
But I don't want that.
No, sure. Gotcha. Okay. All right. So we're going to try this one more time. Apparently. Okay. You go for it,
You have
babe.
to press-
Oh, right. I'm so sorry. Hold on. I'm sorry. So this is, are we just giving in and calling it Laurie's story?
No, I'm going to come up with a better title. It's still a work in progress.
Okay. All right. So this is Untitled. Part 1. I'm not here for your entertainment. Go music. I'm pulling that fader. Okay. Nope, you can just go out. We're just going to bring you, nope, just bring you down. Okay. On the rare occasions one has one shit together, celebration is required. Preferably with top shelf liquor, vast quantities of food, and decent music, all of which waited at the end of my stupidly long road trip. Money in the bank? Check. Job lined up? Check. Over my ex enough to cheerfully withstand my mother's "I told you he was a mistake" speech she was sure to corner me with at least 3 times during my welcome home party? Check. I turned up the radio, letting the bass vibrate in my chest, blurring the pinch of panic that whispered I was a damn liar and a fucking fool. Happily facing my mother's bullshit is a trial even the chillest of daughters would fail. And my parents hosting a pack party for the prodigal daughter's return reeked of them building their own pedestal where they could perch to comfortably accept congratulations for the degree I earned while they super supportively swore I was wasting my time every step of the way. But you can't claim to have had a hand in someone's success without acknowledging said success, which is a massive fucking improvement. I turned the radio up more, singing along, drowning out my own thoughts, trying not to let my mind drift into crafting perfect retorts for my mother's favorite passive-aggressive tactics. Anxiety sank toward temper, prepping me for a fight that might, in some fucking fantasy world, never come. Shit. I flicked the radio off and rolled my window down, focusing on the peace of the deep forest road and the scent of the humidity-bathed trees for the last 20 minutes of the drive home. Soon, driveways cut through the trees, each of them long enough to allow only a glimpse of the house at the end. So we're going to take a brief pause.
If you hear any crunching in the background, Bubba is the loudest eater, and the only way we could continue recording was to bribe him with food. So, continue.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. The crunching. I can't. All right. Focus, Billy. My parents' driveway matched the others, down to the inconveniently small house number sign, but cars lined both sides of their drive, marking it as the party place, almost making me doubt my nerves. I headed toward the spot Mom had saved for me, with a sign and everything, parking right in front of the house. Brian waved when he spotted me. I waved back, mentally preparing for the coming greeting as I turned off the car. "You look amazing, Brian. How's Lacey?" "You two broke up again? Wow, I'm so sorry. I really thought the 6th time was the charm." "Game face, Laurie." I let out a breath, pinned on a smile, and opened my car door, standing up to find my perfectly coiffed, overdressed for a late graduation party mother right in front of me, arms spread wide for a hug, eyes glinting with, yep, that was fucking glee. More too little too late parental pride than I'd prepped for, but I accepted the hug that morphed into her herding me toward the house before she'd even finished saying, "Oh, sweetheart, you finally made it. We've actually got..." I pulled my phone from my pocket, finding no magical urgent text I could really need to respond to right now as I checked the time. 27 minutes until I was supposed to be here. "You can't blame me for being excited to see you." Keeping me tucked close to her side, Mother, veered past the front porch where Scott and Ashley sat on the porch swing, the Wolfords shared the love seat, and Becky, Ashley, and Shane leaned against the railing, all of them waiting to see me, based on the very firm context clue of there being a congratulations banner hanging above them in my favorite colors. I hadn't planned on going straight to the clearing behind the house to face the horde, but being steered that direction made sense, so I let it happen, enduring my mother's unbroken, not even to take a damn breath monologue. The whole pack had come, more guests than had been to the house in years, all there to see me, which made it a shame I hadn't bothered to do something about my hair. Had I even gotten it trimmed over the summer? Not that there was anything to be done now. Not cutting her off until she shoved me up the steps to the mudroom door in the side of the house, away from all the people I'd apparently disappointed by merely washing and blow-drying my hair before starting my 10-hour drive that morning. And we're going to pause, because Now, okay, I know I've said this a million times, but does that count as the longest sentence you've ever written?
I think someday we're going to have to do a count.
Actually look, yeah.
But to my knowledge and to the way, judging based on the way it looks on the page, yeah, that's the longest one yet.
I think so.
What can I say? Ella got it from her mom.
Boy, oh boy. Okay. What are you doing? I swear I aimed for a pleasant tone as I slid out of her grip before she could shove me inside. Her smile didn't even fucking flinch. What do you mean, sweetheart? That there are about 97 great reasons I'm moving to a shitty yet overpriced apartment 30 minutes away rather than living with you for free? Isn't the party out back, Mom? Still clinging to a pleasant tone. Her laugh came out a touch too high. Not DEFCON 1, go ahead and stab yourself in the gut because healing from that will be a hell of a lot less painful than whatever this woman has planned. Closer to a yellow alert, shields at the ready. The mothership is preparing to launch emotional torpedoes at your already screwed psyche. I bought you a new dress for the party. She held the mudroom door open while angling her body in a way that made escape too awkward to attempt. You can greet your guests after you've changed. Bolt or concede, free will or familial peace. I'm excited to see it. I headed inside, cutting through the mudroom, ignoring the scent of Mrs. Crosley's barbecue meatballs, Mr. Holloway's brisket, and whatever the combination of cheese and garlic currently heating in the oven might be, heading up the back staircase to the second floor. Family pictures clustered by theme hung in the upstairs hall. A section of posed family photos from pack events. None of that candid nonsense for the Lowells, even at bonfires, challenge fights, and the last alphas. Old Henry, the one who got fucking eviscerated by his own son, funeral. Not even kidding about the challenge fights. My favorite is the one with both my brother Kyle's eyes swollen shut. Mother had to turn his head to face the camera for that one since Kyle couldn't, see. There were more standard photo themes too. Christmases, birthdays, all 4 kids' high school graduations, and right beside my door, shrines to my 2 great accomplishments. All the academic achievements my mother is very proud of when convenient, and pictures of me with all my exes, each photo accompanied by, meaning in the frame with the fucking picture, a list of lessons I should have learned from the failed relationship. Jeremy, dating humans doesn't work. Carter, if the boy seems too good to be true, dress up for dates. Social standing requires sacrifice. Andy, he shouldn't call his mother more than he calls you. And I shouldn't call my mother at all. It's just too damn easy to forget the nightmare that is my mother when I'm away from the pack and my friends. Everything that is home gets this rosy hue, and my mother's unending nitpicking and super shitty habit of hating every damn thing I do, unless it becomes a shiny thing she can brag about, starts to feel like maybe she really does just want the best for me. She's my mother. She loves me. She just wants to steer me the right way, wants me to learn from her experience. A vicious cycle of, I miss my mom, and get me away from this demon lady that repeats every time I leave home. Mother went into my room, and I followed, letting her close the door behind us, and the vicious cycle snapped. The dress Mother had bought me, flowing skirt, fitted top, delicate motif of the pack's crest embroidered around the tastefully low neckline, the deep green thread of the stitching striking against the white of the dress and the veil displayed beside it. A wedding dress. My mother had hung a fucking wedding dress in my room. Oh, and a poster-sized photo of the new Alpha's oldest son, Ricky Hargrove, with his damn shirt off, leaning against a tree, 6-pack gleaming like he'd been oiled up for roasting. I froze. I heard the lock click, but I couldn't look away from Ricky posing like an Abercrombie model. Now, sweetheart, Mother chose to start in a firm yet comforting tone. I know you're going to have some things you want to say, but it's my turn to speak first. Shit. Richard's decided it's time for Ricky to continue the Hargrove line, which has nothing to do with me. Mother held up a hand to silence me, furrowing her brow as an added little threat. In considering the list of appropriate young women within the pack, read as, in looking at the massive spreadsheet that tracks who can safely fuck whom without risking inbreeding in this insular hellhole. Not that you can count on the list for accuracy, since I know at least 3 entries with the wrong paternal bloodline. Both Richard and Ricky agreed right away you were the best match. Ha! A single laugh pierced my cocoon of calm. Laurie, you were chosen for your strength, your intelligence, and your bloodline. She pursed her lips like she was insulted by my lack of squealing delight. Do you understand what this means for our family? It means nothing. In this pack, there are those in favor and those in danger. Mother strode to the wedding dress, lifting the hanger from its hook, presenting the shroud like a gift. Our alphas have come from the Hargrove bloodline since before this pack came to America. Tying our line to theirs improves this family's standing. This pairing gives your brothers the opportunity to get close to the next Hargrove in line. Not as close as me, since you want me to fuck him. My swallowed shout became a growl. Laurie, don't be crass. Apologies. I held up my hands in defeat. You want me to lay down and take it from Ricky? You've done it for plenty of others before. She froze after she said it. I did too. We both just stood there, staring at each other, watching the bridge between us shatter, waiting to see what the jagged remnants would look like. She flinched first. We let you leave to go to college. We let you have your fun dating outsiders, but you're home now, and you will not be allowed to ignore your duty to this family and this pack. Richard requested the match. Your father and I agreed. She held the dress closer to me, trying to make me take it. No. I tucked my hands behind my back like a petulant child. The decision has been made, not by me. The pack is here, the dress is here, the wedding cake is here. Too fucking bad. Shit. A low growl rumbled in Mother's throat. If you'd like me to go down to my congratulations on landing your dream job, which happens to serve the good of the pack party, I'd be happy to listen to you complain about this is your wedding, Laurie. The corners of her mouth crept up in that creepy, meet my expectations or face my wrath smile. Everyone here came for your wedding. Your alpha is waiting to perform the binding ceremony himself. Shit. She yanked my arm, grabbing my wrist, raising my hand, wrapping my fingers around the hanger of my fucking wedding dress. Shit. You're going to get dressed and do something with your hair. Then you're going downstairs, radiating gratitude for the honor you've been given. And your daughter doesn't get any choice at all? No. I knew she'd say no. But her cold tone, like she knew she was the executioner murdering the life I'd planned and worked so fucking hard to build, that stung. And my dream had never even been a huge ask. A teacher at the school in my stupid hometown, being there for the supernatural students, helping them get through human school with less pain and trauma than the pack kids I'd grown up with. But marrying the heir apparent, popping out Ricky's babies, kissing the alpha's ass, and helping push the pack further toward the insular hellhole it's been tipping toward for as long as I can remember? Teaching at a human school would never be allowed. Having any kind of career would never be allowed. Having a fucking life would never be allowed. The bedroom walls, still decorated with all my childish bullshit pressed in, shrinking the room as my entire future collapsed. Fucking Ricky by night, getting fucked over by this antiquated patriarchal bullshit of a pack by day. How soon should I tell them you'll be ready? Mother said. Never. Do I have any chance of getting you into makeup? You're going to have to look at these pictures for a long time. For the rest of my Ricky fucking life. Get out. My words had barely made... Nope. Get out. My words had barely any sound. You have to at least do something about your hair. Get the fuck out. Silence. Ready in 15 minutes then? I'll start moving everyone to their seats for the ceremony. She headed for the door, making it 2 steps before turning back. For one stupid second, I thought she was going to say, never mind, fuck Alpha's orders, I'd never steal my daughter's dreams, wedding's off. Or at least some kind of whisper of remorse for any of it. The pack is here to celebrate your wedding, she said. I suggest you smile. I swallowed the shards in my throat. Did they all know what was happening? No, please, no. Of course. Mother's smile actually reached her eyes. I suggested surprising you to Alpha, and he agreed. Alpha commanded secrecy, the pack obeyed. And she left. Closed the door, walked away, off into hostess land, and her daughter could fuck off to hell. But I had to be wrong. The future wouldn't be hell. My family, the other adults who'd let me run to them when my mother was a nightmare, the friends I'd had my whole life, I could hear them chatting and laughing outside, excited for me. ready for the hours-long progression from human-style wedding and reception to werewolf binding ritual to me going wherever the fuck it is Ricky's living so I could lay down and let that ass grunt and writhe on top of me. Nope, the writhing was too much. The realization that I'd rather be fucked by battle-sharpened swords than Ricky Hargrove shattered something. Not within me, encasing me. Like I'd spent my whole life trapped in a concrete shell, squeezed so tight I couldn't breathe, the weight of it crushing me every second. But the concrete crumbled away, and my being lifted up out of my body. Detached yet moving my limbs. Watching everything happen from the outside, while somehow still aware I was making the decisions. I rose up on my toes, hanging my wedding dress from the unmoving blade of the ceiling fan, a thing Mother had shouted to never ever do. It could damage the ceiling, damage the fan. Protect the fan, but her daughter? I could get tossed to Ricky without any care for the damage it would do to me. I went to my closet, kneeling and twisting to reach into the front corner where a loosened baseboard hid the hole in the drywall where I'd tucked my Tupperware of high school contraband. Pictures of my friends from nights my mother couldn't know about, a few less than condoned Etherean items, jump drives filled with I couldn't even remember what, and a lighter from a bar 3 towns over. I shoved the Etherean shit and jump drives into my pockets, tossed the pictures onto the bed, and grabbed the lighter. Then I stood up, went to the wedding dress, and lit it on fire. One little thumb flick, fire to fabric for a few heartbeats, and it was done. The little flames crept up the skirt, charring the perfect white. I wanted to stay and admire the perfect symbolism for lighting my whole fucking life on fire, but the smoke held an acrid scent, and obstinance doesn't equal safety. I slid open my bedroom window. The ground right below was empty, but a straight drop past the kitchen window. Too big a risk, but only a minor problem. Torso still through the window, I stepped up onto the ledge, crouching like a kid playing Froggy for a second before jumping up and twisting simultaneously, grabbing the lip of the eaves and swinging my momentum sideways for a near-silent landing on the roof and a maneuver I'd spent October of 8th grade perfecting so I could sneak out to be with all my friends currently claiming their seats in the clearing out back to cheerfully watch my doom. I ran up the pitch of the roof, heading toward the front of the house, picking up speed, coming down the other side of the slant, launching myself off the porch roof with a stupid amount of confidence that somehow paid off. I hit the ground with a stumble, tipping forward but staying on my feet, only losing half a second, hitting my stride again before the first shout. "What the fuck? Laurie?" I didn't recognize the voices and I didn't look back. "What's going on?" Yanking my keys from my pocket, I bolted for the car. Yanking my keys from my pocket, I bolted for my car, rammed the key into the lock, threw the door open, jumped into the car, bashed down the lock, jammed the key into the ignition, and tossed the car into reverse, all without looking back. Bam! My rear bumper hit something. I don't think I even cared. All my brain could manage was run, run, run. I slammed the car into drive, stomped on the gas, swerved onto the road, and didn't let my speedometer drop below 80 until I'd left the state. Yeah. So now I'm in a shitty-ass truck stop where, much to my credit, I haven't punched a single creepy-ass human despite the leering and 4 offers to protect poor little me since I'm too sweet a thing to be alone in a place like this. But free Wi-Fi is free Wi-Fi. And since I'm currently fleeing your way with no idea what I'm going to do or where I'm going to stay or any of those super important life details I really thought I had nailed down 12 hours ago, I'm hoping my sob story will move you to offer your couch, whiskey, and comfort because, what the fuck? How did everything fall apart so fast? And how the hell am I supposed to claw my shit back together? Sorry to make you my savior again. Love, L. And L, by the way, is the letter L for Laurie. That's actually written, Megan. Actually, I'm kidding. Could you imagine? That's how you end the chapter. That's the letter that L
Laurie,
for
not
Laurie.
like ELLE, as if Elle Woods, Little Miss Woods, come my Elle.
Never
Elle Woods, Woods, come my Elle. Sorry.
So let's start with you. How are you doing? How are you feeling?
I had a lot of fun writing Laurie's story and getting to spend
Laurie's story.
time with her. Okay, no, we're gonna come up with a name and it's gonna be brilliant, but I hadn't really thought of it needing a name.
What's in a name? A rose by any other
well,
name would smell as
apparently
sweet.
to you a lot since you think it needs a name.
I do think it needs a
But
name.
the chapter has a name.
The chapter has a name.
And that's really as far as I got with it.
From Laurie to Laureldale.
No, absolutely not. No.
Yes. Dial 1 if you agree with me.
Absolutely
from Laurie to
not.
Laurel Dale.
No,
Okay,
no.
Megan has vetoed. But yeah,
Veto.
so what's it? Thank you for that School of Rock reference, or School of Rock, Schoolhouse Rock. Holy crikey. Okay, so do you want me to go first, or do you want to go first?
Well, were we going to talk about the pink quote now, or did you have that for later?
No, do it.
So I've talked about this before, where instead of having sketches to sort of bring a little bit of something extra to the chapters, because Laurie isn't an artist, I wanted something else that would be, this is going to sound horrible, but that would be manageable for the in-between season of like, what could I do that would bring something extra that gives it a little extra something without demanding a huge amount of time for me.
And are you creating a Spotify playlist of these?
Yes.
Perfect. Love it.
But
yeah,
what I wanted to do is pick songs that represent this moment in Laurie's life.
I can't believe.
And I want to, and I will continue to, moving forward, use a song title or a song quote for each chapter so that you can know what the song choice is.
Yes.
Now, for this chapter, the quote, "I'm not here for your entertainment," is from Pink's song, "You in Your Hand Tonight."
It's so technically just you and your hands.
You in your hand. So that is Laurie's vibe for this story.
Yep.
You in your hand, which I feel like is very accurate, and I'm proud of that association.
Yep.
But it also...
Keep your drink, just give me the money. It's just you in your hand tonight.
Yep.
I love that song so much. I remember the first time I heard that song and I went, like I was so like, oh my God, I love this so much.
Ricky is on his own tonight.
Yeah.
His wedding night is gonna be, I mean,
he's
honestly,
the alpha son. He'll find somebody else.
Honestly, he probably just like picked another girl from the spreadsheet and married her in the backyard.
I mean, it's
because there was
sad.
already cake.
And it feels, honestly, I feel gross the fact that my mind immediately jumped to that reality, because that probably is the reality of it. But that is like so toxic. I hate that. Ugh.
But the thing is, if you are determined, if your pack does not want to associate with other packs, and your pack does not want to have hybrids with humans,
right,
you have a very limited dating pool. And even if, because some packs, and I've written about this in the blog posts that go with the podcast before.
Yes.
Some werewolf packs will either because of a feud or as part of a treaty, or just because they need new young people because it is too much inbreeding. Yeah. They will switch people between packs, and the people who switch will pledge new loyalty.
You know what that's reminding me of, and not like don't take this the wrong way, because that makes 100% sense. But it just, you said that, and I think it's because we were talking about it the other day, but it made me think of Fallout, right? Where the vaults, like, they're so insular that it's like, well, we have to trade.
Well, it's the same a similar thing with the domes,
right?
In Girl of Glass and Heart of Smoke.
Oh, I forgot that you did that.
Where they have to
God,
transfer populations sometimes to make sure that they're getting enough of a genetic mix. And like zoos have to do that shit too.
I never thought about that.
But anywhere where you're creating a small breeding population, if you want to avoid inbreeding, having the ability to switch with some outsiders now and then.
It's just weird to think of that with humans, considering the fact that, okay, so I'm being like very superior now to like other animals, but being like, we, have to follow our heart. And it's like, well, animals also choose their mate, so that's not fair. But yeah, I guess desperate times. I don't know.
I have no idea what you're trying to say.
I'm going off
now.
on a weird tangent. It doesn't matter. I'm just like, I'm sad for them. Yeah. I'm just sad for them. That's all.
But I love that there's a spreadsheet to avoid inbreeding. I love
that it's wrong. That's the thing I love. It's like, I know that 3 of those entries are wrong because they're lying. Oh my God, they're doing it because of cheating. Why are they doing it?
Yeah.
Oh my God. So
it's like, no, that's totally the father. And everyone's like, no, it's fucking not.
Well, my favorite thing is that, like, I look at this surface level and I go, my God, your mind is so messed up. But then I actually go deep into it and go, no, actually,
you've just,
yeah, exactly. I'm like, this actually makes perfect sense. It does. No, you're right. Okay.
And it also makes sense that, like, Laurie would be like the girl that he's like, oh yeah, I want the girl who went up and grew up away from me. She's been a college.
Oh my
like,
God.
I want that one. You know what I mean? So
yeah, this
Welcome
meathead. Okay, so I'm coming back to this. I was like, come back to this after read because we couldn't stop then. But I should have known something was up, and maybe y'all did out there, but I didn't catch this. I let out a breath, pinned on a smile, and opened my car door, standing up to find my perfectly coiffed, overdressed for a late graduation party mother. I was like, oh shit, that's clue number one.
Mm-hmm,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh no. Also, let's see, is this my next comment? Oh, no, it's not. DEFCON 1. So I was editing this and I was like, wait, is it not DEFCON 5? And Megan's like, no, DEFCON 1 is actually the worst. DEFCON 5 is like, prepare yourself.
Well, the thing is, okay,
And I didn't know that.
wrote it, when
Yeah.
I was typing, I typed it out, DEFCON 5.
Yes.
I have no idea what media thing we were both exposed to that made us both so certain.
Yeah, DEFCON 5.
It was DEFCON
I don't
5.
know. Yeah, but it's DEFCON 1.
But then I did a Google because I was like, I don't actually know enough to make sure that this is true. I should double check my ass.
I'm glad you did.
And I did, and it's DEFCON 1. There are graphics and everything.
And then you jumped to what after that?
Star Trek,
My
Yellow Alert.
God.
Here's the thing, and like, it is fucking disturbing as hell to me.
Okay.
But in writing this story, and in particularly in looking at cell phone technology, Wi-Fi technology, and what songs are available for me to pull from for Laurie.
Yeah.
We are the same fucking age
Yes.
as Laurie.
Yeah, I know.
So
Don't
this
remind me.
time period of her leaving college
Yeah.
is only about a year and a half. It would be 2 years before we left college.
Jeez Louise. Okay.
So we are so close to her age bracket that
So wait,
honestly,
is this 2005, 2006?
Wait, can you talk for a second?
Yeah, I can
have to
talk
pull
for a
up the
second.
year.
So I'm going to.
No, it would be either 2006 or 2007.
Okay, because we graduated 2007, so that's why I'm asking. We were class of 07.
Oh no, are we the same year?
We might be the same year. Yeah. So the oh right, this was one of my next things I was going to talk about is that I headed inside, cutting through the mudroom, ignoring the scent of Mrs. Crosley's barbecue meatballs, Mr. Holloway's brisket, and me just kind of following this logic of being like, oh right, werewolves meat. The fact that you were like the next thing was a combination of cheese and garlic, I was like, it just kind of took me by surprise. It's like, wait, really?
Well, they don't just eat meat, and
I know they don't just eat meat, but still.
Well, I wanted it to be all like sense that she recognizes because she knows these people.
She knows you're right. They've had like potlucks-ish.
The people who are delivering her to this fate, she knows them so well
Yes.
to recognize their damn signature dishes.
Oh my God, that's right. She's just smelling and she doesn't. Oh, she's not seeing them.
She doesn't see any of it.
I didn't think about that. Boy, I am.
She just knows that, like, oh, like the Holloways are here. This is great. Oh, those people have this. And she doesn't. Oh, yes.
Did you find the year? No, sorry, not to cut you off, but I just was
No,
like.
but that's why I wanted it to be this.
Yeah,
okay,
sure.
Click timeline.
As you're doing that, I'll move on to the next thing, unless you've already found it. Oh, you found it? Okay, I'll hold.
Wait, I may
Holding.
have to check my math.
Okay.
But it is either 2006 or 2007.
Oh my God. So she was either a year ahead of us or we're the same year.
Yes.
That is insane.
Yes.
Holy crap. Because, okay, so Ella is 17 when we meet her.
Oh, wait. Yeah. So then it's 2006.
It's 2006.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
So this is happening. This right now, the chapter that we have is like August 2006.
Oh, okay. So she would have been a senior when we were juniors then. Okay.
Yes.
Because 2006 is when we went into our senior year.
Yes.
Crazy. Okay.
Because Ella's just a little bit old for her grade.
Sure.
Which
yeah,
is
okay,
part of
okay.
why her mother always
'cause she had to
trained
move so
her a
much.
grade up.
Okay.
So she always had that extra homework so that it never happened again.
Got it. Oh, so this happened once. She had to be held back?
She just not held back, but like you find out your kid's a seer at age 3, 4. Like the kindergarten, first grade kind of gets fucked up a little.
Sure.
So that's why
I mean, that's what happened to me. I get it. I'm kidding.
So that's why she always has like that year above education is because she's like on the older side for her grade and her parents never wanted it to happen again.
By the way, I do now feel compelled to explain I was kidding. I was not actually held back. In fact, there are people telling my parents to skip me forward. I don't know if they should have or not. I'm not sure. Probably would have challenged me better.
No, because then we wouldn't have ended up together.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Then they shouldn't have. All right, great. So thanks, past mom and dad. Speaking of fucked up parents, so we're going to get to the shit that you put in about my mother, which is fucking hilarious. But before we do that.
I did not say that out loud. That was you.
I don't give a shit. She can listen to this all she wants. Like, I don't care. She knows what I think. So this part right here, each photo of her ex accompanied by a list of lessons she should have learned. I was like, what the actual fuck? Like, that is so messed up. That is so messed up. Where did you pull that shit from? Do you know people who've been through that?
No. Well, here's the thing. Yes, but not in the picture frame. Do I know people whose parents have lectured them through exactly why every relationship was a fail and what they did to make it a failure, even if the failure was simply getting together with someone where it ended up being a failure? Yeah. Absolutely. Presenting it in the picture frame was more convenient since this is short story format.
Oh my God.
So I just kind of needed it next to the door.
Yeah, sure.
Well, and that's kind of the fun of writing some of this. And like, maybe this makes me a bad author and an asshole.
You're not a bad author, but this might make you an asshole.
This
go ahead.
pack is England based. Like, that's where they
England based
immigrated from.
Okay.
And if you notice, the alphas' names are Henry and Richard.
Oh my God.
Because I'm like, this is a short story. I can be a dick like that. And I would never do that in Ella's book because then I would be stuck with that shtick for forever.
Sure. Yes.
So it's like the names in downtown Laureldale being kitschy.
Oh, you did tell us about this, about the names. That's so funny.
It took me so long to decide on that because I was like, do I want that kind of kitsch? And I was like, no, I do, because that would be such a local thing that they would like rename it after their state champions or whatever.
Oh my God.
But like Henry and Richard, I wouldn't have done. Yeah. If it wasn't for that.
I had just a brief comment here, so I'll just remark on it briefly, but is the realization that it's a fucking wedding dress, I went, oh no. Like, that is so fucked. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm going to get back to that one, but first we let you leave to go to college. So gather round, children. This is
to a story about this bullshit happened long ago.
So this is Chris's trauma corner, but legit something that she said it to you, right? Yeah. Back. So my mother at one point said,
not at one point.
Oh, multiple times.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Sorry. I'm so sorry. So at one point, and by the way, I do sincerely recognize that there are some amazing moms out there. Mine just isn't one of those. And she would say something like, we let him go to college. And like, it was really, she was so proud that she had she would talk to people at work all the time about how they would say, why did you let him go so far away? And I don't know if that's just kind of a Southern thing, or, because I know that that's not just me, but was that a thing for anybody you knew up in upstate New York? I know it's very different culturally. The South is, and in some places, rural areas especially, it's behind a few years. So like,
I mean, there are a lot of parents who are like, I don't want my kid going out of driving distance, or I don't want my kid
which is
out
totally
of the
understandable,
house.
yes, but that's a different connotation.
Then I let you.
Yeah, right, exactly. So anyway, you said that, and I
birthed you from my loins, and I extended the umbilical cord to a point where it tore my soul from my body, ruining everything in my being until I am a crumpled husk, and thou hast murdered me.
So here's the thing, y'all, is that you just heard what Megan said, and unfortunately none of that is embellished. Like, that is all 100% shit that my mother said to either her or to me. So what I wrote to that, though, was trigger warning, please. Sheesh. Okay, so now back up to the thing that was really messed up. The apologies, you want me to lay down and take it from Ricky? You've done it for plenty of others before. It's like, oh my gosh. She's calling her daughter a whore. Mm-hmm. It's like, wow.
Mommy Dearest is toxic.
No kidding, man. Like, what a mess. What a mess. And she's from a well-to-do family, right?
She's not from a well-to-do family. She's from a middle class and striving family.
Middle class and striving. Okay, I see.
So, like, yes, everything at the house is very perfect for the wedding, but they didn't have a catering crew come in to do it.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like that kind of vibe.
I see. I gotcha.
Which is why, like, but we could get closer to the alpha. But we could. And Laurie's like, I just want to be a fucking public school teacher. Which really would be a huge, like, if you think about what she wanted to do.
Yeah. It's
to
a beautiful
go
thing.
be in a public school environment so that there is an Aetherian there for these kids.
Y'all
especially
show
in
love.
pack territory.
Show love to your teachers.
I think that's like, it's so worthy of her, and she got dicked over.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the reason, so all of the bits of Laurie's story that I want to put out there.
From Laurie to Laurel.
No, all of the bits of Laurie's journey that I want to put out there are important to Ella's story for a reason. And some of them may not be apparent right away, but they are moments in Laurie's timeline that I had to figure out in order to nail down Ella's story. Mm. So some of them will be a little like, what the fuck does this have to do with anything? You can tell I spent so much time in public in the last 3 days. The Neurospicy is on fucking fire.
Is there, yeah, on fuego, if you will.
Wait, what's that sauce that in the hot sauce challenge? The one that just, Da Bomb.
Oh, Da Bomb.
The Neurospicy is Da Bomb. It's not even tasty. It's just burning for no good reason.
Yeah, seriously, highly recommend if you ever do the hot one. No, you know what? No, do it.
Do the bomb.
Do the bomb.
Torture yourself.
Just do it.
Anyway, can we get back to my point?
Let's go back to your point. Yes.
Do you remember my point?
I'm not entirely...
Yes, I do. So all of these moments are important to Ella. And so this part of Laurie's story is Ella has never...
Laurie's what?
Laurie's journey. Ella has never known her mother's family, her mother's pack. There was no option for Ella to go to Laurie's side of the family when she was orphaned. Like, no, she is ending up with Kate before she is going anywhere near that fucking pack.
Sure.
They are not getting their hands on her. They are definitely not getting their hands on a fucking Sybil. Like, that's why this moment is so important. Because this is the, oh, fuck, you're never getting near my kid.
Yeah, no, I get that. I totally get that.
And that's why it was thought out like this, of like, what could be the... never, ever, 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 ever fucking moment.
Yeah. Well, and it's so true, right? Like there are, not to bring this back to my trauma, but it's just, I'm practiced in this. Like I've dealt with this and I know that I'm not alone. A lot of people have, and I'm sorry for those of you who also have, but there is a moment that is kind of the catalyst where you're like, you deal with a lot with family, period. And that's including yourself. Like, we know that we are not perfect.
Oh, yeah.
There are things that we do to piss each other off all the time as family members.
Everyone's a dick now.
100%. And it's just, when the dickish moments become too much, then, even then it's not necessarily a breaking point, but there is something. If there's ever a separation of family members, it is because something has fucking happened that is unforgivable. And so that right there, yeah. That was it. Mm-hmm. That was it. It's like, holy shit. And it was, I don't even think it was the lay down and take it thing. You've done it for plenty before. It was literally that no.
Yeah.
The way that she was just cold, calculated. She was doing it for the good of the bloodline, not out of love for the family, but out of status. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that was it.
Yeah, that was it. That was like, okay.
Yeah.
And so to seer Ella...
Yes.
To the way Ella's seerdom works.
Yes.
This would be one of those moments that would be a thorn in time.
Sure.
Where this is important enough to change a trajectory. This is important enough that it hasn't been worn down over time. It's still spiky. It's still capable of catching.
I also feel like this is one of those future points, too, that if a seer were to spot this from the past... as a future moment, I don't think this is one that can be changed. This isn't a ball going into the road. I don't think. Because something else along the way is going to happen to cause the schism.
You mean the the schism is going to happen.
Not necessarily the wedding.
The wedding.
Yes, I think that
I hadn't considered this. Can you imagine being a fucking seer and just watching a wedding dress hanging from a ceiling fan burning?
Oh.
You would just be like, the fuck?
That would be...
I had not considered that, but that's amazing. Fascinating.
Yeah, sure. So when you write another seer story in the past, no, don't do that. No. But to wrap up, I am loving this. I finished this chapter section. I don't know. Do we call this a chapter? This
story?
Segment? Yeah, sure.
Installment?
Love it. Installment.
Okay,
yes.
The goal for this week is to figure out how we're naming this nonsense.
I like it. All right. The Chronicles of Laurie.
No, I don't like that.
Laurie Lowell loses her shit.
That's Laurie at AOL.com.
No, not AOL. You've got mail. My God. I was about to say I've never seen that movie, but I have, right? Is that the one with Uma Thurman? What's that one?
No, You've Got Mail is... No, that's The Truth About Cats and Dogs.
Oh, yes, you're right. I don't know where the hell... Okay, anyway.
Isn't You've Got Mail the one about the bookstore?
I don't remember, man. I don't remember.
Or is that the one about the houseboat?
Oh, God. I don't know. Call in if you know.
No, they do call in about the one on the houseboat. Oh, that one's Sleepless Seattle.
I love that movie. I had never seen it until earlier this year, and I love that movie. It is so good.
You're such a fucking sap. Okay, continue.
I am a sap. Okay. So, but yeah, I'm just really happy to learn about Laurie. I said, Megan, I could read a whole fucking novel just from her point of view. Not that you've got time to do that, but I could. She's awesome. She's such a cool character. And I said, or maybe it's just I'm loving the drama. Am I the drama?
Well, that's the thing about getting to do this in-between season in these little sort of short story formats instead of a novella or novel format.
Yeah.
Is that I don't have to worry about the bullshit of what Becky and Shane look like. I don't need these fuckers again. Give them a name, breeze on through. The same with the comments beside the pictures.
Yeah.
We're not going back. And so it's not going to develop the way a novel will.
Yeah.
Because I'm not picking up in her drive the next morning to get to safety. I am picking up at the next major meltdown.
Okay.
So we are hopping from moment
from trauma to trauma. Oh my God.
We're not doing the in-between.
Okay.
So all those messy things in between that take up time, no. We are doing a highlights reel.
Oh my God, I know who she's emailing now. Okay, cool.
Wait, who do you think she's emailing?
Oh, I know who she's emailing now. If it is... Okay, no, I can't say it because I'm too close to write, so I'm not going to say it. So is there anything else that you want to say?
Yes, I want to say a few things.
Well, you've got your hands in prayer pose. Namaste.
Namaste. No, the few things are, remember that the podcast will be going up Wednesday of next week. That is because we have some big travel days coming after we go to Thy Geekdom Con, which is super fun.
Yes.
So Thy Geekdom Con is outside of Philadelphia in...
It's in Oaks.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oaks, Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
anyway,
I know we're going to the convention center in Oaks,
It's a
PA,
super small convention, and it's
super
fan
cool,
run. So there aren't a huge amount of big box vendors. There aren't the mega superstars coming. But there's a manga library with beanbag chairs, and there's a Pokemon Go tournament,
and there's a pinball
tournament, and it's just so fun and loving and community run. So if you are in the Philadelphia area or in PA, check out Thy Geekdom Con. See if you want to swing by. And if you do, come say hi because I will be there. And add Florida SuperCon to the schedule if you're near Miami.
Yes, it's so fun.
Yeah, I'm really excited to get to the next big drama splash in Laurie's life.
How many more of these do we get? Do we get 3 more or 2 more?
Here's the thing. I always say everything is going to be a trilogy.
Right, okay.
And I am often lying.
You're not lying. You're just
Well, the
wrong.
thing is, okay, so there is a point in Laurie's timeline that I want to reach before we go into book 2.
Okay.
But I do not want to go past that point.
Okay.
So getting to that point is the trilogy that's probably going to turn into a quadrilogy.
That's fine. We love a quadrilogy in this family.
I'm going to say TBD.
Girl of Glass, The Tethering, Heart of Smoke.
Oh, wait, can I tell them one more funny story?
Please, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, so this is mostly for my author peeps out there. So whenever I go to an event, I always go in with more books than I could sell because I'm not sure what people are going to want.
Oh.
And oftentimes I will run out of things where I'm like, why is this the thing today?
Yep.
Who knows? And so I am really sorry to my people at Philly Fan Expo who wanted the complete collection bundles of The Tethering and Girl of Glass, because The Tethering and Girl of Glass aren't usually like my hot ticket items.
No, like they're lovely.
Usually Ember and Stone and Heart of Smoke.
And people love them. Like somebody came up this year that said that they had read all of Girl of Glass, and I was like, oh, great. So then let me show you Heart of Smoke. And she went, I bought all of those afterwards. I was like, okay, never mind.
Well,
so
then that's all my dystopians. Would you like to move on to paranormal? But I'm sorry that I ran out of those. But it is weird where it's hard. Flips series.
Well, especially when you're driving, because you're like, okay, so we know that people love Enna. We know that people love
So I'm
Guilds,
gonna and
those
we
covers,
did. Like,
and lots
of people wanted those.
And to be fair, we also have like a fantasy map standing above them, so they definitely draw the eye most. But man, Girl of Glass and Tethering.
Anyway, the thing that I wanted to say to my fellow authors is that I noticed when a lot of other authors were packing out, there was kind of almost a sense of defeat that they were bringing boxes with them. But remember, when you are packing for an event, it is not that the goal is to get rid of every single book and have no box to carry out. And that's great. If that happens, that's great. But just know that I do a lot of these, and this time I brought 6 boxes. I came home with 3.5. And in that, I ran out of 2 products that people were asking me for because I just didn't have the right thing. And so if you're bringing books out of an event with you, it's not necessarily a bad thing. You should be bringing in more items than you're going to necessarily sell so that you have those available. Mm-hmm. Don't let it hurt your heart. Yeah, it's great if you sell everything, but that doesn't need to be the plan every time.
No.
Don't cry if you have to carry boxes out of an event with you, unless your back really hurts and then totally justified. But if it is not physical pain, having boxes at the end of an event is normal. It is not something to be ashamed of.
No.
It's fine.
Something I will actually I'm not contradicting you, but I'm going to go to the other side of that coin and you still shouldn't be ashamed, but if for some reason you're walking out of a weekend and you have lost money and you're not set to gain that on read through, then maybe it's time to revisit things that you're doing. And it's probably not the writing, because that's not what's selling people your books. That's what's going to bring them back is good writing. What is selling them is you and how you're presenting your product. So take that lesson. If for some reason you're leaving with a lot of books and you really didn't sell anything, that's a lesson to learn.
That's true. That's what I didn't say, is that there is a metric you need to consider.
There is, yes.
And the metric is, was this worth your dollars?
Correct.
And was this worth your time?
But keep read through in mind. It is very important.
Yes, but the consideration should not be, I am putting boxes back in my car.
No, absolutely not.
That's
not
where
defeat.
you need to let your soul hurt.
No.
If you spent $600 on a table and sold $200 worth of books, that's when your soul can hurt.
Well, and what that could be too is, okay, so can I do a cheaper table next time? Like if you were on an end cap, maybe get in the alley, and then also consider, how can I better present these? Maybe that's changing a cover design. Maybe that's doing a banner at your table. There's a lot of things to consider.
Well, and there are some things as easy as some people have weird tablecloths that it's so busy that you're I can't even look at the books right now.
Yeah.
Where it's there's patterns and everything over the tablecloth. So trying to isolate the books on it is exhausting. So it could be some little things, and that's things to tweak. But yeah, don't let boxes make you feel defeated.
No, absolutely
not worth it, dude. Not worth it.
Absolutely not. Thank you for that. That was a really good thing to give to our author friends out there. And y'all, if you ever have any questions about publishing, let us know. Like between the two of us, if we don't have the answer, we know where to point you. I think that's safe to say.
Always happy to do that. And you can always message me on social media. Instagram is your best bet. And if you have a question, I am always happy to make a video responding to it. I will tag you in the video. If you're like, I don't want to be tagged, that's totally fine. Tell me in your message that you don't want to be tagged, and I will just message you back when the video has been posted.
Yeah.
So I can keep it anonymous for you. But yeah, I hate it when authors...
That is sad.
Who are at their first cons get so disappointed.
Yeah.
And yes, maybe some people aren't at that point in their career, or it's like the wrong con for their vibe.
Yeah.
But don't, yeah, guys, it is okay.
It is okay.
And it is also a loving world. So if there is... Okay, the author world is generally speaking a loving world.
True.
So if there is something that you are confused about, you are struggling with, reach out, find authors to help you, because giving up and packing in the whole thing, it's not worth it.
No.
It's not worth it. Don't do that.
Nope.
Don't do that. Reach out, find someone to help you muddle through what the next step is. And maybe it's don't come back to cons until you have 3 more books in your back catalog.
True.
But
yeah.
packing it entirely, don't do that. Please don't do that,
and
you guys.
Also, please, dear God, do not think that Friday sets the tone for the weekend.
No, never in Comic-Cons. Never believe that Friday is how the rest of it will go.
We had a surprisingly good Friday, as Fridays go. It wasn't amazing, but for a Friday, it was great.
Yeah.
So that was cool, but yeah, Fridays are not great.
If you are in Artist Alley on a Friday at Comic-Con and it is going badly for you, just remember the song. Fuck it, it's Friday. It's fucking Friday.
And with that song, I would like to thank you once again. Oh, do we want to tell them where to find us real quick? Or you already did?
Yes, you can find. No, I didn't.
Okay, great.
You can find videos for us on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and
you can
TikTok,
find 2 videos of us on YouTube.
Instagram, Facebook.
Stop punching me.
YouTube.
Ow.
My YouTube has videos.
Mine doesn't.
And also, if you are on a podcast platform, do click that subscribe button. It helps the platforms know that you would like to come back and hear more episodes. Also, reviews and comments and shares are wonderful because we want the page-by-page family to grow. And yes, if you're at a con and it's depressing on Friday, just remember, fuck it, it's Friday.
And as always, thank you for reading. Oh my gosh. That's what's sending us off.
Damn.